Good morning, everybody. Jayy here with another War of the Visions video, and today I want to talk about the elemental buffs to the vision cards. I just kind of want to go over them briefly, but mostly I want to rank them from 1 through 8 on which elements got the hookup and which elements really got the shaft, because a lot of the about half of the elements kind of got weird buffs or bad buffs or just don't have really good vision cards in their element. So we're going to go through those today. We're going to talk about them, and yeah, let's get right to it. All right, first element on the list is fire, and it's the first element to go towards the bottom of this list. I'm going to put fire at number 7. I don't think the buffs are particularly good, and I think that most of the cards on this list are limited. Blades of Grass, Bringers of Shadow, Death Machine, Keepers of the Crystal, even the MR Mobius card. Limited. Really the only cards I really want to shout out here is probably Path to Revenge, the 9th card on the list, which is a pretty dang good MR card that actually also gives 15 magic resist. That might be the best card plus fire element buff on this whole list, and it's an MR card, so that's kind of rough. Ifrit, probably the best UR card on here that's not limited, because it's the only UR card on here that's not limited, and it gives ice resist 20. So I guess if you're building super anti-ice team, which might be kind of relevant, there's Ifrit. Those things probably save it from being dead last. So we'll start with fire at number 7. Next up, let's go ice. Now, ice gonna jump up the list a little bit. We're gonna put ice at number 4, and it's pretty decent, right? Auronnj's coming out, and I think the ice cards are gonna work really well with him. So you get crit evasion from Shiva. That's kind of nothing really good. But then you get to some good ones. Mask of Deceit gives pierce attack up 35. Really good for Victoria. This card is if you're all in on Victoria, you're probably all in on Mask of Deceit, and that's fantastic. Fenrir, best card on this list, bar none. It gives 50 attack up to the group. It's already a great card. And now if you're running mono ice, and you're running physical damage mono ice, you're talking about you could combine Victoria with Auronnj, put those two cards we just talked about together, boom. Odin, also good, gives 25 accuracy. And then the MR cards down there, there's some decent ones. The 4 Warring Lords with that max damage, maybe in a PvE situation. You have actually Human Killer on Sharpened Concentration, but meh. Anyway, ice is pretty good. In fact, I think you could make an argument if you're running mono physical ice, you could bump that up. So, but yeah, ice, the first good element we're going to review, especially with Auronnj coming out, and especially Fenrir, is fantastic. Okay, let's move it on. We got wind. Guys, wind is ultra trash. Yeah, it's really bad. There's 20 slash resist on the card downtime, but the card downtime sucks. So that's probably the best buff on here, but it's on one of the worst UR vision cards on here. And so good luck figuring that, math out. Exorcist is also a great card. It gives 25 crit, and that's fine. So Uldoa can crit people to death, but you have to be using Uldoa to do that. So Tetrasylphid giving max damage up 2500 is really weird to me. 25 HP on Mobius of Despair and Truth. It's a limited card though. And then new test subjects giving strike resist. I mean, I don't know, strike resist is not super necessary right now, so I just think wind is bad, and I'm putting it at the bottom. Now, Marlboro, if you're running Winter Venera, you get 15 magic resist from Marlboro, which might allow you to build. No, it doesn't, because she's not wind. Oh man, yeah, wind's trash. Bottom of the list, number 8 out of 8. Moving on. Lightning, better than wind, better than fire, still not great. Looking down this list, you got strike resist, missile resist on Frederica's Dream. To me, that's the big shout out, is the missile resist on Frederica's Dream. If you build a missile team in a missile meta, and that missile team is made up of Frederica and Nivlu, cool, now you can go fight other missile teams with 20 missile resist on your squad. That's a fantastic synergy. Really, you just want really good synergies out of these. That's one of the best ones we've seen so far. Igaion giving HP up, that makes a lot of sense. So if you're running an Orlando party, Igaion just got universally better for you if you can mix in some other lightning units. And then other than that, not a huge bunch of call outs. Lightning comes in at number 5 for me. Let's just move on. Water. Okay. Water and ice were the two that I struggled with at 3 and 4 the most. Like, which one was 3, which one was 4, because I think they're both good. And in fact, I think water and ice, that 3-4 slot, that's where I put the line between like element buffs that are good are going to be those 2 and above, and element buffs that are bad are worse than water and ice. So let's look at water specifically right here. Yep, fire resist 20 on Siren. So if you're going like super anti-fire team because you find mono fire teams to fight, I guess that's okay. But then you get to like Clairvoyant Astrologer, 20 magic resist. Good. Crit damage 25 on Snowy Fields is whatever. Area resist on Leviathan, very good. And then I want to go to the bottom of the list, 9 and 10, because 9 and 10 are the new Titus cards. Excuse me, Titus cards that are coming out. And HP 25 on the MR card, or I'm sorry, on the UR card is really nice. And then Accuracy 18 on the MR card is really nice. So it was those new cards that kind of put water over the top for me, and the fact that I think mono water, because Titus was free, seems more viable, so I went that route. Again, if you wanted to argue that ice is better than water, I hear that argument. They're interchangeable. I just want to call them like 3 and 4 combined. But I do think mono water buffs are pretty good, especially the area resist buff from Leviathan. I think that's my favorite one on here, and then the magic resist from Clairvoyant Astrologer. So let's put water at 3. Okay, earth is bad. Yeah, a lot of it is because several of the Earth cards are like super situational, and I don't feel like a lot of the buffs like boost that situational, if you feel me. Critical rate on Echoing Screams makes sense, but like mono Earth is kind of awkward to run, and I think that also really hurts the Earth cards. Evasion on Titan is like weird because it's, if you're running Earth, you probably have Titan on like Eileen, and Eileen is not going to dodge, so that's awkward. Golem getting lightning resist, like, okay. If you find mono lightning teams that you're trying to counter, Golem will give you HP and lightning resist for your mono earth team, so that's something. Calum gives accuracy 25. It becomes a really good anti-accuracy or anti-evade card with all the dex that it gives and the accuracy. If you're running mono earth, which again, that means you have like zombie Ryryu. You're probably running Mont, who by the way throws rocks like a beast now. Anyway, okay. It's just not great. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this one because it's like, and the good ones are coming up. So we'll just put Earth down there at 6 and move on. Okay, Light. Light and Dark were the two I struggled with for 1 and 2. Like, which one was the best? Which one was second best? I'm going to throw Light in at number 1. Mono Light, really strong right now. Probably helps that Yuna just came out, and everybody's like 120ing Yuna, and Mono Light kicks butt right now. But specifically, I want to talk about... let's start with Solidus. That's going to be number 3 on the list. It gives a flat 25% HP buff to the whole group, on top of the slashing resist that it gives to the whole group anyway. And now your mono light teams are resistant to slash, which there's slash everywhere, and have 25% more health. It just makes them so much more survivable. And if your Sakura can sit there and survive a hit from Dwayne, or survive a hit from Garvel, and then one-shot them, that's so valuable. And First Division Solidus is like this great card for mono white right now. The Ramza card, getting slash attack 35. Now, this is a super limited card from a long time ago, but if you maxed this card, it is absolutely a money card right now. Another limited card, Scions of Shadow, gives Dark Resist 20. Fantastic. Trousseau gives activation time down. That's kind of whatever. Now, I want to talk about a synergy between a couple other cards real quick here. That's Bahamut and Snow White Guard. So Bahamut gives attack resist 20 to your whole group. That's single target attack resist. It's like the buff that Odin gives, the card Odin, to your whole group. Then look at Snow White Guard. It gives area resist 15. You can run a group, especially if you're on a budget, like you're a newer player, you just got Bahamut, but you don't have like all these UR cards, so you're kind of on this like MR budget where you can level these MR ones. Snow White Guard pairs really well with Bahamut because it gives area resist 15 with the single resist 20 from Bahamut. That is like a flat damage resist across your group, regardless of the damage type they're taking, and just makes your group tankier. Really cool synergy there. I also think that Iron Giant, which is number 7 on this list, deserves a shout out, because if you could just have like one slash attacker in your group, say it's Elsie, you throw this on her, it's going to give her slash attack up as like the single unit ability. It's going to give your whole group slash resisted, so you can't really use it with Horn, but then it gives the group slash attack up. So it's just like you can plug it in to really boost your light slash if you're running mono light. Love that card. It got a great buff. So light got hooked up. I think it's a great element. In fact, I think it's the best element right now. We do still need to talk about dark though. Dark comes in at number 2 for me, and again, it was really close. So one reason I put light over dark is some of the buffs that are really good are on cards that like aren't really good. Let's start with number 1, and that's becoming stronger than anyone else. This card just isn't great. Now, like maybe with 120 Stern in Dragoon form, jumping on people, you might want to run that activation time down from becoming stronger. And if you do, you get 20 single target attack resist for your dark people, which is great. But that card's really situational and kind of hard to use. Now, it could synergize really well with like a regular Stern Kane team or something like that. So consider it, but not a lot of people have that card maxed. Okay, Black Mama's card, Black Rose of the Battlefield, accuracy 25, accuracy's awesome. Demon Wall gives dark resist 20, there's tons of dark out there. Diablos gives light resist 20, and those two cards together, like when I'm running my dark team right now, it's Dwayne holding Diablos and Kane holding Demon Wall, and there's so much dark and light out there, I'm like, hey, I'm just 20% harder to kill, because I have resistance to like the meta, until Titus really starts cracking it down, because a pro tip, a water squad would slaughter my Guild Wars defense right now. Anyway, let's move on. Any other cards on here like really worth calling out? Dwayne's card got Pierce Resist. Okay, that's nice. Beast Killer on Twin-Headed Dragon, like, could be really cool for some PvE situations, right? So I like that one. And then the rest of it's kind of whatever. There's some light resist on perks of having Charm if you don't have Diablos maxed. And yeah, it just kind of is what it is there. So Dark came in at number 2, Light came in at number 1. That's my list. I wanted to do something about these because this is a super game-changing addition to the game. Well, look at that vocabulary we just used right there. Okay, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. This is like, these element buffs to these vision cards kind of like subtly might be the biggest change to the game that came with the anniversary. They allow for such a more like diverse team building atmosphere where you can really lean into mono element teams or 2 units of the same element and stack those buffs, and it's been really fun to play with. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of the my picks. If you need to buy some Amazon coins, please consider using my affiliate link, and I will catch y'all in the next video.